So discovering yoga changed my life in the way that I think. And because of that, that's what led me to become a teacher. And that's what also even allowed me to create this podcast. It was a project idea for my YTT 300-hour training program. At the time, that's what it was. The 30-hour project that I wanted to work on so I could graduate the program. And then after the graduation, that's when it hit me that, oh, this is how I'm gonna build a platform and tell my story. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. How did I even come across the practice of yoga to the point where it led me to where I am now, where we do one-on-one sessions, workshops, and retreat experiences. After doing 3 years straight of intensive training on the different modalities, the histories of yoga, your nervous system, us as a whole, I learned so much about myself that I had to share this story. So let's get into it. One day I was walking my neighborhood like I am now, and it's like a trail that leads in the circle. So if you keep following the trail, whether you make a left or a right, it'll lead you back to my house. I used to work 6 to 2 in the IT space. And after work, I was just outside walking, clearing my mind, decompressing from the day. And while I was walking, something inside me said, make this cut right here, make this turn right here and cut through the shopping center. Now, in my mind, I'm like, I've never done that. I only go to the shopping center if I'm going to go buy something from one of the stores, dollar store or something. And so I'm walking. I get the nudge that say, man, like I said, cut through the shopping center. So I cut through the shopping center and boom, I see a sign that say yoga. So I'm like, okay. It was like it was 2 women at the desk. So at the time, I'm like, all right, let me just go in and let me see what they talking about. I'm so grateful I made that decision because that decision changed the whole trajectory of my life. It changed how I show up in the world and allowed me to truly meet myself. What started as just a walk outside in nature turned into a whole realization, a whole awareness of my passion and a whole wellness industry that I'm now a part of. So today I want to talk to you about how yoga found me. Because you would have told me I would have been doing this, I would have told you was lying. What's that Jay-Z lyric? If somebody would have told me Hove would have been selling clothing, I would have told them, not in this lifetime. Wasn't in my right mind. If you know, you know. But yeah, if somebody would have told me I'd have been teaching yoga, doing this, or had a whole business around wellness and helping people or guiding people through working through their life things, I would have told you. I would have told you, yeah, okay. Shit. At the time, I was a team lead and a systems engineer, and I was very driven. I was very like performance based. I would feel like fulfilled or achieved when I would get new jobs. Like the mindset I was in was just kept continue to raise my salary, continue to get more IT certifications and work my way up that ladder. That was my mindset. And that's the journey I was on. And so through that, I remember it was back in 2022, just this particular day. I know it was November. I was just stressed out after work, stressed out from life. It was really because of my relationship I had with myself that was causing that stress in all other areas of my life. And so I was just outside walking and realizing like, okay, well, how do I get rid of this stress? Like, I feel, you see what I'm saying? It would be like things would be going well and I'd be happy. And then I just knew somewhere around the corner that, nah, this ain't gonna last. And, that was a mindset. I was open to let me do some things to relax myself. So I had my introduction to yoga was back in like 2009, 2010 with Tony Horton doing P90X. It was very intense. It was like an hour-long class. And I think the first time I tried it, I couldn't make it through the whole exercise. I used to like avoid those, like, in the workout program, that was one of the days that you would do. And I used to avoid that. Like when it came to the video time to do yoga, I would skip that shit because it was so intense. Like, and I didn't like how I felt like I couldn't keep up. And then when I first tried at the yoga studio, it was a different type of vibe. It was number one, I just tried it because I had, like I said, I was stressed out and I knew I was struggling sleeping. And so I had been doing some research on like, well, what will help, me sleep? And boom. So I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I followed that nudge and said, all right, let me just walk into the studio. And so from there, it started with me. I think I maybe took like my first class the following week. It was a chakra flow. And at the time, I didn't know nothing about the chakras. I had heard about them, but I didn't dive deep and learn about them. But we took a class. And so basically this class was really designed around a particular chakra. So say, for example, we talking about the root chakra. The root chakra deals with being grounded and feeling safe, and some signs of an imbalanced root chakra are feeling like worrying about like, where's my next dollar going to come from? Or, man, I got to go do this shit because I have to survive. Being in that energy, being in that space is your root chakra. But there's two sides to it. You're grounded. You're operating not from survival. It's not from a sense of pressure. It's intentional, and it's a balanced approach. That particular class was focused on a particular chakra. And so I'm using the root, for example. And essentially we would say affirmations associated with the root chakra. So for example, the root chakra deals with I am. And an affirmation for the root chakra says, I am connected with the energy of Mother Earth. My body, my mind, and spirit are grounded, centered, and pure. Let me read that again. The root chakra is represented by the color red, and it says, I am connected with the energy of Mother Earth. My body, mind, and spirit are grounded, centered, and pure. And so that doesn't, when you hear that seems like safety. I'm grounded. I'm moving with pure intentions. I'm not forcing things. Boom. That was just the first class. Within those 2 weeks, I was trying multiple different classes. So you have a high intensity class on Saturday morning with one of my mentors now. Is very intense, and that's what's called like power flow, and that's what had me sold. They had many different types of yoga classes. Each teacher has their own vibe, and you get a different experience from each class. And so that's what kept me there, was just that, like, wow, we can do this. And then along that journey of me being in the studio, just being exposed to the space and having access to taking unlimited classes, that's what started this journey and allowed me to be where I am today. And I want to say that, I'm glad I followed my heart to make that decision and deviate from my normal path. Sometimes change your path. Sometimes all you need to do is make a right turn instead of your normal left turn, and that'll lead you down the path further. So if you're feeling stuck along your journey, or if you're feeling unfulfilled, maybe just try something new. Think about what you've been doing that has been working. Keep that and research some other ways. And like I said, and so for me, just being in the space, what kept me coming back, just in those 2 weeks, that what kept me coming back was just the awareness of, chakras, let me learn about those. Then, I think also the space was offering a workshop for the chakras in a few months that I heard about just from being in there. So, I signed up for the workshop, and all of that was just from exploring the class that Monday that talked about it. And I'm like, wow, and I did, when I first went in there, I was a little nervous because I'm like, okay, like, I don't want to look dumb. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to, just be looking stupid, like no funny shit, tooting my ass up, or I just didn't want to be doing that, bro. Like, it just looked a little weird, honestly. And then I was like, but you know what? Like, so what? I was willing to try it, and I was willing to see how it made me feel. And also just being in the environment felt safe. The people welcomed me, and so I felt safe to at least be open to trying the poses. And people looked like they were excited to see me there, so it was very supportive. So that's what kept me coming back. In further episodes, we'll explore what led me into getting into sound healing, what led me into Reiki and becoming a Reiki master, what led me into Thai body work, and what led me to teaching yoga classes, leading retreats, and doing workshops. I was initially introduced to yoga through P90X in like 2009, and yoga found me again back in 2022, right after I got 2020 vision during COVID in 2020, and I could see that I needed to make a change in my life with the way that I was living or viewing things. And that's what I want to say to you today. If you've been inspired to try something new, but just haven't quite yet, or don't know why, or just haven't quite yet made the decision, it's okay. And I've been there. And yes, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of hesitation, because if you're having some hesitation around trying the new thing, just explore why. It could be just that you need to be in safe space and safe community with others. And that's one thing I want to say that is definitely what led me on the self-love journey. And like I said, just that one, taking that one class, being in this space, that chakra class, we did postures that opened us up and related to those chakras. So again, there's postures associated with each chakra, and the chakras are The chakras are your energetic centers in your body that basically govern your decision making and your decisions in life, like whether you know it or not. It's believed that, but I learned all of this from just taking the one class. That's what led that just taking the one class led me to exploring this whole other world of wellness that I didn't even know existed. Like, I did not know that you could do this. I didn't even know that it was, my purpose was baked in that. I was definitely purpose driven, but I associated a dollar amount to that. I associated, like, it was kind of ego based as well, because, like, yeah, I like tech, but I really just wanted to make the most money to quickly pay off my student loans and, you know, have a cool job to be able to say, oh, like, this is my job. What do I do? Like I said, once I knew it wasn't the league, I didn't know. I just wanted to get a bag. And, you know, my dad and then was in tech, so he was like, just work with computers. And so that's what I wanted to do. Growing up, I liked playing video games. So I'm like, well, shit, maybe I can learn computers and play video games. That led me to being burnt out from in that working world one day and just taking a stroll and walk outside. And that stroll led me to making a decision, listening to myself, which at the time was my intuition, which I didn't even know. And I just want to say, for you, wherever you are, if you seeing this and you your journey and you stressed and you're just like, hey, how do I work through this? Or if you feeling, you know you're successful, or maybe, but you're feeling, I want deeper connection to myself. I want better relationships. Like, I want to feel fulfilled. Tapping into yourself, becoming in tune with who you are, can help you do that. And yoga, the practice of yoga, the embodiment of yoga, the teachings of yoga can help you and guide you to living your most authentic life, your most aligned life, through understanding yourself and connecting to yourself. Because when you can connect to yourself, then you can connect to God, the most high source energy, through your own understanding and through your own experiences and conversations with other people. I had been living in the neighborhood since 2019. Definitely walked the neighborhood, the community, several times. Walked right past the studio and you never thought nothing of it. And so it's like, that's why once I was in there after them 2 weeks trying it out, bro, I was telling everybody. I was so excited once I came across it. I'm like, bro, I was telling everybody because that it was a priority. It was like, yo, I gotta go here. So on the weekend, if you try and kick it with me, we going here first. On a Wednesday night at 7:30, I'll be busy. I'm be in the studio. Like, it was one of those things. I was just so excited that I was telling everybody, and I kept coming back. I kept going back, and I didn't realize it wasn't until a year of me already being in that community that I'm like, oh, okay. I am on a healing journey. I am on an intentional healing journey. I damn near lived in that place. It was so supportive. Could not stop going there, and I could not stop telling people about it. And that yoga studio is called Spiritual Essence Yoga and Wellness Center. It's in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. If you're ever in the DMV area, try it out for yourself. You will not regret it. I'm telling you. It's more than just a yoga studio. If you know somebody who's on a similar journey, or if you resonated with this, share this with someone. We'll discuss some other exciting things coming up. But I just wanted to make this story to talk about it because I realized I've never done it. This is how the wellness frequency came about and how I even got into the practice of yoga. Until next time, tune in, tap in, and transform within. This is Raise Your Frequency. Peace.